Hi YouTube, my name is Scott Grammer and I am the old audio guy. I have been involved in professional audio since 1977. I've been a repair technician, I've been a recording engineer, I have been a live sound engineer, I have custom built equipment and loudspeakers since that time, and so maybe I know a little something. We'll find out. You and me together, we will. So this is my first YouTube video. This I know nothing about, making YouTube videos, so please cut me a little slack. This is my first one. It'll get better as it goes. Right now I'm not even using a good microphone. I'm just using the microphone built into my little camera. So the audio will improve, I assure you. Today's topic, as you saw from the lead-in, is vinyl really better? Because everybody seems to be rediscovering records right now. I see a lot of people coming to my shop with turntables that they have found, or that they have bought at yard sales, or that they perhaps went on eBay and bought, and they need them repaired and tweaked and updated, and perhaps need a cartridge installed and need the tone arm set up. I'm happy to do all those things. I'll be glad to do that for you. But the question is, why in the 21st year of the 21st century are we listening to a diamond being drugged through a groove in a vinyl platter? Well, because it sounds good. It's euphonic. That's what the word euphonic means. It means it sounds good. And vinyl can sound really good. It can also be a lot of fun. There's a certain process involved in taking the record out of its sleeve, putting on the platter, cleaning it, cleaning the stylus, carefully setting the stylus in the groove, and then sitting back to enjoy what is going to be at a maximum about 25 minutes of music before you have to get up and lift the needle up and turn the record over and clean it and go through it all again. But it's fun for those of us who enjoy such things. It gets you involved with your music, and so that's something you can't really discount. It's important. It's something you don't get when all your music is sitting on a hard drive and all you have to do is click it with a mouse or touch a screen and have it play. Now, is it technically better than digital? Which, of course, is the thing we're comparing it to. Is it technically better than digital? No, not a chance. It can't possibly keep up. Even just the compact disc that we're all used to that hails back to the early 1980s will outstrip a vinyl record in fidelity easily. Now, I know I've got a lot of audiophile friends that are going to be upset at me saying this. I'm sorry, it's true. Vinyl records have a lot of distortion, they have noise, they have wow and flutter, they have rumble, they have phase errors, there is equalization problems. Then there's the entire mastering process that goes on when you create a vinyl record. You can't just take a wide range recording and dump it straight to a vinyl disc and expect it to work. It won't. It has to be mastered, which means that someone who knows a lot about this sits with a lot of very expensive gear in front of some very nice speakers, and they listen to the recording and they say, okay, we need to have a little less of this and a little more of that. We need to have this much compression, this much limiting on the top, because that's what we have to do to make it fit on a vinyl record. If you don't do that, it's never going to work. So, there's no way that a vinyl record can be technically better than a CD. And of course, today we have high bit rate, high bit depth recordings that leave CDs in the dust, that have more fidelity than the human ear can possibly hear, wider frequency response and bigger dynamic range. For instance, from the threshold of hearing to the threshold of pain is about a 120 decibel range. However, our ears can only hear about 70 decibels of that at a time because our ears, or actually our brains, slide our dynamic range of hearing up and down depending upon the sound level we're listening to. Have you ever noticed that if you sit quietly in a quiet room and don't move, your ears get more and more sensitive? It gets to where you hear things that you couldn't hear before. On the other hand, you go to a rock concert and it's 110 decibels and you come outside in the parking lot, you can't hear the guy next to you talking to you. That's what I'm talking about. The ear has a sliding dynamic range. it only can hear about a 70 dB dynamic range at a time, whereas a modern 24-bit recording theoretically has a 144 decibel dynamic range. That's incredible. In fact, there is really no analog electronics that can keep up with a 24-bit recording. The last 3 or 4 bits of that are pretty much wasted recording the noise of the analog electronics. Vinyl can't keep up with digital technically. But it's euphonic, it's fun, it can sound really good when it's done right. And so the answer is a qualified yes and a definite no at the same time. I hope I've thoroughly confused you, because let's face it, it's a confusing question with confusing answers. But maybe you can get something out of it that helps you to understand where people come from when they say, oh, I love vinyl, I don't want to listen to digital, I want to listen to my old records. That's another thing. Let's put this in here. There are a lot of recordings that are available on old vinyl that will never be available any other way. And if you want to hear those recordings, you're going to have to get yourself a turntable. And if you do get yourself a turntable and you need it repaired, give me a holler, redbankvintageaudio.com. Look me up. Thank you. Please subscribe. Please hit the like button. Please send me something to fix. The fat man needs to eat. Thank you a lot. Bye-bye.